Hi everyone. It is Wednesday, the 26th of April, 2017, and this is episode 108 of Serenova Crafts. I'm your host, Jessica. I can be found as Serenova on Ravelry and Twitter, and as Serenova Crafts on Instagram. You can find the show notes for today's episode on my blog or in the Ravelry group. Links down below if you're watching on YouTube. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, come join the Ravelry group, come join the Facebook group, follow my blog. I'd love to chat with you. So yeah, if there's any way you want to contact me, just feel free to do so. Do have a couple of things for you guys today. A few whips, no faux, unfortunately. Though I might have a faux for next week, but I might have already given it back at that point. So anyways, so what happened was that I agreed to do a sample project. Not a sample knit, it was a sample crochet, actually, for a dyer I know, 100 Ravens. They are going to be at Stitches United this coming weekend and at Maryland Sheep and Wool the following weekend. So they wanted this sample for Maryland. And I got contacted on Monday, because this is Wednesday, I got contacted on Monday and they were like, hey, could you crochet something in like 2 weeks? And I'm like, depends on the something, right? I'm like, 1 or 2 skeins, I could totally crochet that in 2 weeks. If you want a blanket, not happening. They were like, no, it's a 1 skein project. I'm like, totally, I can do that. So I actually drove out on Monday night, got the yarn, came back, started the project. So it's one of their gradient sets. So it's 100 Ravens, and you can see that's their website. If it'll go, gradient set is, so it's 100% superwash merino, 400 yards, 100 grams, and the colorway is Eliza Schuler, which is apparently a Hamilton reference. And it's a gradient set, so they do mini gradient sets. Yeah, this is my notions pouch. Isn't it cute? It's a Pusheen notions pouch. So these are the colors I have yet to work for the gradient. I will actually insert a picture of all of it here. But yeah, these are the 4 colors I still have yet to start working for the shawl. There you go. You can see it goes from an almost gray to a blue. I have because that was 4 colors, and then I have this one, which is like a bluish gray. That one. And then I've already done 2 of the colors. You can see where the tail is hanging off here. That's where I switched colors. So I don't know if you can tell that well on this. Let me just make the loop bigger, and then I'll just this is the project. So you can kind of see where it switches, which is about here-ish. But the pattern is called Twisted Minstrel. And that's kind of what it looks like. This is Rob on my phone. It's an asymmetrical shawl. That one's kind of a good view. So the designer used a gradient skein, just a 1 skein dyed. But I'm using the gradient set differently. So I've already got 2 colors down, balled up the 3rd color, and then I have 4 more colors to go. And since I'm getting less repeats out of each ball, I should go pretty quickly, actually. Let me just close that out on my phone. So that's 1 whip. I did get some work done on my socks. So last week I showed you I just gotten the toe done, and I'm only a bit farther than that. So I finished the toe increases, and then I've started on the foot. But I kind of started crocheting on Monday, so I haven't touched this that much since Thursday. And I worked a full day on Saturday, so I didn't really get a chance to knit much on Saturday. Let's see. And then I did get some rows done on that big blanket I showed you guys last week. The Stashaholics Brain Dead Afghan. Right, that's what it's called. I got a couple more rows on it, so it is, in fact, getting wider. So you can see a couple more rows. It's not too interesting beyond that. It still looks like an extremely wide scarf because I still don't have enough width yet for it to really be considered a blanket. But I'm working on it. I think switching crafts for a little while has actually kind of like helped my crafting mojo because it's something different, right? It's not the same thing over and over again. So you can see how many layers there is. That's the blanket. So I think because I switched crafts, it actually really helped my crafting mojo in general. Because I'm really starting to feel it again, get a feel for it again. I'm really starting to be like, yeah, I want to yarn all the things, right? So yeah, that's cool. So if you want to go check out 100 Ravens, she's a really good dyer. She's going to be at Stitches United for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and at Maryland Sheep and Wool. They're not going to be at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool because I couldn't get in, but hey, if you are somebody who knows how to get into New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, totally look them up and be like, hey, you want a booth? Because I would love a booth at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. But yeah, so actually, speaking of Stitches United, I'm going to be there on Sunday. I have to work Friday and I have to work Saturday, but I do have Sunday off. Now that's this weekend, so that's April 30th. This weekend, down in Hartford, I'm going to be there. There's a few different dyers I know who are going to be there. 100 Ravens is one of them. Rachel of Night Owl Fibers, she's going to be there as well. She does gorgeous work, gorgeous self-striping like sock yarns. Very, very pretty. And then I haven't actually taken a look at the full vendor list, but I know there's a few other people who are going to be there that I know as well. So I'm more going just to see people. And for me, Hartford, from where I am in southern New Hampshire, Hartford, Connecticut's an easy day trip. For those of you that don't live in New England and aren't used to small states, Boston is not even an hour from me, and the Connecticut border is like an hour and a half. And Hartford's like another like 15, 20 minutes beyond that. So it's not far. It seems like it because it's like another state, right? But no, states are tiny here in New England. You don't need to worry about that. So Kevin might actually come with me depending on how tired he is, because this company got sold this week. So, well, sold on Friday, and he still has a job, so like that's fine. But he's just been really busy so far this week because with the new company taking over and them wanting to know what's going on and needing to talk to everyone, and it's just been a lot of stuff. But we are probably, fingers crossed, going to go see Power Rangers tonight, which has me really excited because I want to see the movie because I grew up watching the original, like, American version of the television show. Because if you didn't know, it's actually an adaptation of a Japanese show. Yeah. Yeah, they took, what was it? Kyoru Sentai Zuranger, I think, was the Japanese Sentai series that they brought over and turned into the original 2 seasons of Mighty Morphin. Where basically what they did was they took the footage of them fighting in the suits, used that, and then reshot everything else, and like redid the plot and redid all the voice acting for while they were in the suits. So, which is why it doesn't quite look right? If you watch the old seasons, it still doesn't look quite right because, you know, they're still doing the same thing. Power Rangers is always a Japanese season first, and then they bring it over here and adapt it and, like, reshoot it. It's weird how they do it, but it's pretty fun. Anyways, for me, it's nostalgia factor. I grew up watching the original, so I just want to go see the movie, and it looks like it doesn't take itself too seriously, which is a good thing because I couldn't take a Power Rangers movie seriously. You just can't. I'm sorry. You can't take a Power Rangers movie seriously. Because the entire series, just no. Like, it just doesn't work. So, I'm looking forward to a good laugh tonight. I know it's not a comedy movie, but, it's just gonna be a huge, you know, monster fest, which is just gonna be fun. So, that's what I'm excited about. And I still want to go see Beauty and the Beast as well. That's on my list. But Power Rangers first, then Beauty and the Beast. So, one other thing, I found this really cute notebook, and I wanted to share. It's Kitties in Space. I found this at Target, by the way. It was like $6. Kittens in Space. And there's actually little space mice, and then a woof woof UFO, where it's like woof woof, it's little dogs, right? So, and it's apparently like a recycled notebook. It's just like a regular lined, you know, notebook. But I'm like, oh my god, kittens in space. Yeah, I just hit myself in the face with it. It's like, oh my god, kittens in space. Want, right? So I'll use it for something. One of my coworkers actually found out about bullet journaling, so she asked me about it. And then today she sent me a text going, I might have just spent a lot of money at Michael's because they had a coupon and I bought a lot of washi tape. I'm just like, yeah, it's an addiction. So I think that's about it, about 10 minutes for this episode. But, you know, not every episode can be as long as last week's. Hopefully I didn't blow out the speakers too much this time. I'm trying to record in a different space where I'm not facing a wall. because where I normally record, I'm literally like in the corner of a room, so like where my thumbs are is where I sit and I'm facing the corner. So I'm hoping without as much echo, I won't blow out the speakers as much. I did play with the audio in last week's episode, but Lynn, thank you for telling me that it was still pretty bad. Hopefully I can get it right this week. And if it works better for me to record out here, I'll just keep recording out here. The lighting isn't the greatest because it's super overcast out, and we only have like one light in our dining room, and it's like right there. But I need to turn it down a little so that I wasn't like so like white, like up here, like glowing. But yeah, I think that's it. So I hope everyone has a good week, and next week I will tell you all about Stitches United. So have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye!